you said it.
Yeah.
You was Joe Ball.
Yeah. Come bowl.
You heard it too. You said if you know it's your turn to bowl, if you quit talking to her or some shit.
Oh yeah.
I said, Joe, you don't talk to a man.
Oh no, he's sitting there yelling at her to go up and bowl, and it's his turn too. And it's like, hey, idiot, it's your turn too. So you go and bowl and forget about her.
He hard on Joe.
Yeah, hard on Joe.
Oh my
gosh. He don't know.
He gets under my skin so bad.
I see.
He does. He got screwed
like
so bad.
Wow.
Bowling, he sucked all day.
Really?
See, usually we don't know why, and we always wondered because Joe hits center pin a lot of times and he doesn't get the splits.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we hit center, we're splitting, and we're like, what the heck? Well, that
bowling
bowling
harder though.
Yeah.
More
Well,
velocity.
It's the backspin that he puts on it flops the pins a different direction.
That's a point too. And the velocity about the same. So yeah, I ain't gonna just say that.
But
you might be right.
But yeah, this bowling alley, when he hit center, he split.
I guess it depends on the lane, huh?
He said at the other ones he wasn't splitting.
I'm okay. What's going on?
He was splitting today, yesterday. My elbow.
All of them was splitting. They were a lot of splits.
My elbow was killing me
from that night.
From that, just the Mac ball.
You gotta use them bone, man.
See, I ball about 16 frames because Chris ball some of mine. I ain't do the whole 10 on both of them.
Yeah.
I'm here. We're fixing the podcast.
Getting into that age.
I gotta stop. I gotta go do that. I gotta get in some kind of shape, man. My elbow look like I got a golf ball there.
I swole over there, just from that.
Yeah. I think I hit it getting out the truck Monday.
That probably would have done it.
And then I aggravated it going out. Going at the head ball.
When I get out there, I done some push-ups today while them niggas getting them cans. I be trying to get me something in there.
Get something in.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
They won't run. You can't run no more. They don't run no more. They don't got come when they get comfortable. They ain't doing no more running.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the whole thing, but if you want, I'll let you hear part of it. It'll be on there. So.
You ain't finished the whole song yet.
Man, so you wrote them one.
Yeah. I've started one for the. Hopefully, when it comes through, it'll be
theme song.
Yeah, it'll be a good one for when you go to pick. Let's see, what is it?
Man, you know, when the game starts tomorrow, the girls been doing some hooping, man. South Carolina, I'm finna show you. I'm gonna touch bases. It's a conspiracy now. I'm gonna show you. South Carolina is not winning the national championship.
The women.
I tell you what, man.
No.
When they play that
down favorite, it shouldn't be nobody to beat them. For real.
Yeah.
They cheated Florida Atlantic.
Unless it's a hand-in on.
Yeah. Well, they want that girl to win it, but
which one?
What's the girl's name that shoots from like half court for South Carolina? She's like deadly from distance.
For real?
Oh yeah, they say.
I ain't seen nobody like that. They got the big girl down on the block.
Oh okay. They say there's some girl that can shoot from the.
She's predicted to go number 1 or 2, first or second pick in the WNBA draft. They center though, or they power forward, not a guard. Zia Cooker, you talking about that little guard they got?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she should be there for a year.
But yeah, they were playing that little Florida Atlantic, and they cheated Florida Atlantic. Oh, Florida Atlantic was holding their own, and they didn't want Florida Atlantic to win that, so they just really started screwing it. But they had this big girl on their side that was shutting down South Carolina's big girl, and one of the plays that I wish I had the thing of it, basically tackled her. The big girl from South Carolina tackled her, and they didn't want to call the foul on her, and then she after she tackled her, she took the ball, and so the girl grabbed a hold of her leg and wouldn't let her go, and then they called the foul on the girl that was knocked down to start with. I'm like, that's a bunch of horse crap.
But they ended up beating them by?
It ended up being a decent amount, but they just, at the end of the game, they just kept kept calling bad calls on them.
They give it an hour 11 and a half points. They blow everybody out. They shouldn't lose.
Yeah.
But they're losing.
I'd almost take the points.
They're
on that
losing.
one. Yeah.
I think I won't beat.
Oh, you going head up?
No. I say they definitely cover.
Yeah. Oh, you think they will cover?
Automatically covered on. They may beat them outright.
You know, a few years back, I used to tell people you should bet on women's basketball because women's basketball a few years back wasn't rigged. I mean, you pretty much.
The best team was gonna win.
Oh yeah. You watch a game and it was like a real sport.
Yeah.
Because you know how it is in regular basketball, college basketball, or when we play. If you're that much better than another team, you're going to beat the living shit out of them. And then in women's basketball, that's what you had. Women were winning like 96-22 and stuff like that. You're like, well, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. But not now. They got them spread out now. They all good.
They pretty even.
Yeah. I think South Carolina not winning the championship. It'll surprise me if they do.
All right, let's see. I hadn't tried this yet, so hopefully it's this
Need music?
I got it.
Yeah, music.
Introducing Paul Bunyan
Everyone knows sports are rigged, my friend.
The silky voice of Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, I like it.
Follow the money if you want to win.
Huh?
Antonio begins his day gambling. A 10-game parlay. He risked a 5. Makes $200. Easy as pie. And the underdogs, they win.
They cover. They don't.
I think he's gonna take the money line. The better team's gonna lose this time. Everybody's betting on the Vols, but no. Says made a man, making all his money gambling. When everyone bets that a team will fall, you better listen to Mater's call. Even when the Lakers playing good ball, he says no. He's the Mater man, showing you the guy to gambling.
See, I was hit.
Vegas ain't the kind of place to bet against. In fact, they always win.
Always win.
The analytics, I don't understand.
Nah. Half a point.
But it's made his job 7 days a week.
You get out over and over.
Oh, that's a...
Still got some work power.
That's where it was. It's like, I missed
That's pretty
the
good. No rehearsal.
Yeah.
No rehearsal.
There it was.
He just wrote the last part.
Yeah.
He just said something about analytics. That's the job.
Yeah.
Stuck it in there.
I just put that in. I skipped the whole section there. Let's see.
The whole section.
Here we go.
I like it. I love it.
He says Orlando's an inflated line, almost tempted by the money line. Won't take the over this time at all. No. Listen to the Mater Man, telling you the picks to get rich on. That's as far as I got.
I love it, man. You're natural, man.
I gotta finish that.
Comedic music, man.
I added another part.
Yeah, he the next Al Yankovic.
We got the new Weird Al Yankovic.
The one I wanted, I'm actually changing one of the parts on the Vegas part, but I was like, never bet on your favorite team at all.
Right. Bet with your heart.
Because Mater says your heart gets involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel? Hey, you good, bro.
I'll get it. I'll get it, but yeah, it takes me a little bit to finish them out, but you gotta get them and then sing them and figure out. Oh, that's what. Every time I've done it, I've always been like, oh shit, I missed something.
Yeah, I love that motherfucker. Got to do some ad libs, talking when it's quiet. You know what that is.
Yeah. But
that motherfucker gorgeous. I love it. What the hell? Let's do it, man.
Yeah,
he gave me some what they call it. Motor.
Right.
Yeah.
You
You
think you're gonna pick?
You gotta win this week now.
He want me to put that 14 parlay in.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Bob said, "Come on with it, baby."
Hey, we had the parlay this week. We told everybody what to take, but we all were certain.
Yeah.
We all were certain we knew about that Orlando game.
I'm gonna start taking these. I'm gonna start putting these in, bro.
Oh yeah.
Ahead of time, like before the games even come on.
Because some of the picks that we're making, like last week, there were some of those picks we all took, and we were all kind of wishy-washy on how we felt about them. But you know, when we're all certain about one, that's the one
you might need to bet on.
Yeah.
But see, I like to bet live while the game going on, and on these they won't let you do it. You know what I mean? So if I don't get it before the game start, yeah.
And what's cool, when you watch the games, they sit there and talk about it. They're like, man, if you took the over in this game, you're going to be happy, you know? They know. They're in on it.
Yeah, they know.
I think it was Houston and DC, and he said, they just blew the over out, you know what I'm saying? When he was on TV.
Like you should have took the over.
I think they've given you enough stuff to think about to try to make you think that the Battlehawks could win that game or cover the spread.
Exactly.
Just so, because right now the Battlehawks are the most popular team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they're the
one
ones.
of the biggest crowds. The crowd y'all was talking about the state pack. But I tell you one thing, Houston won't score first. You know those bets you can pick first team to score. It'll be the Battlehawks. They're gonna get you the first quarter Battlehawks. It's because they're gonna make you think Battlehawks, but Houston. Watch.
And it's going to be the big game. And because it's the big game and the last game, I think it'll go over, though. Oh.
That's the second highest slate over for the week. Only the Defenders and Guardians has a higher over and under of 45.
Yeah, Defenders and Guardians, but that's another one. I tell you what, though, people are going to look at that and think it's inflated, but that game's going to go over. The Guardians, Dormandy's playing a lot better now. He's lighting it up. I think they'll be the team.
And he's getting 10, basically.
Yeah.
Take 10 to cover.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a good team. They're getting better. I mean,
and the Brahmas and the Vipers get out lit.
Yeah.
You pick your team this week, don't you?
Yeah. I've been picking them though. They 0-6.
Yeah.
But you know what?
They won one.
They actually giving up points this week.
They won one.
I heard this on one of those shows where the guy said that if you notice the teams that are doing the poorest in this league have first year coaches. Just their first year coaching.
That's the first thing that's why I said
why you pick because of the coach.
Team and the coach. I've been saying day one.
Yeah.
He gonna get the first one. Like who gonna out coach him?
Yeah.
As far as coaching,
exactly.
Talent is a different story.
Yeah.
He ready. He will get the first XFL championship. It's not hard to pick. Like you get 4 teams. Like whatever you pick, you got a 25% chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you got the Roughnecks, Renegades, Brahmas, and Guardians on the one side.
Okay.
And then you have the Defenders, the Battlehawks, the Sea Dragons, and the Vipers.
I think that's what he was talking about. It's the Sea Dragons that I lumped in there.
Yeah.
And he was saying St. Louis, the Sea Dragons, and the Defenders. One of them not going to make it, and they good teams.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of them not going to make the playoffs.
Because they in that division.
Oh, it's so true, man.
Houston representing that.
They say they should make the guy was talking, one of those talking heads. He said that they should make a provision where everybody play the playoff or something, you know, because it's gonna be a good team out of that division.
Because there's only that many teams. Like, why not let them all make the fucking playoffs?
Yeah. And the Brahmas, Renegades, and Guardians in the other division are worthless.
Yeah, exactly. Those 3 teams. Those are the 3 teams with the first year head coaches.
Yeah. So
Vipers beat Brahmas this week. They covered the spread and all.
yeah, that's it.
Brahmas might come in and upset them though.
Yeah.
It's possible. It may be one of them games that they had you thinking. They got to be able to cover at home.
My Vipers got some weapons, man, and I would be inclined to believe it's just coaching.
Their defense is the problem.
They got some good fucking weapons on offense.
Yeah. Their defense is just giving up too many points. Yeah. Well, you want to get it started officially?
Let's get her going.
All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Theories Football. We're your hosts. You got me, the Paul Bunyan. You got Antonio, the Mater Roberts. You got the Mayor, Leslie Davis. And we're going on our XFL thing and always calling out to our man, The Rock. You know, we don't got any of the stuff we need, man. We need some good swag. We need some stuff. We want to make you look good, but you got to make us look good to make you look good.
Help us, help you.
Exactly. Send us some stuff, man.
Even the CEO of the XFL ain't got to be The Rock. We know you be The Rock. Send your CEO, man. Put him on the jet, man. Let him come and holler at us, bro. Flies out, bro.
Exactly, man. We got a great show. If you watch this show, you're gonna love it.
Man.
You're gonna know, hey, man, we know the game. We enjoy it. We're giving you some kudos because in a lot of ways you figured stuff out that even the NFL and their trillions of dollars hadn't figured out yet. So, hey, we're making you look good. And we're going to go ahead and jump into last week's action and see how we did. Our winner for last week is going to be the Mater man. He takes it.
Fine.
But if you'd have listened to us last week, and we hope some of you did, we gave you the perfect parlay pick. At the end of our show, we told you that the best parlay pick was to take Orlando plus 8.5 and take the over in that game. They covered the spread, the game went over, you'd have made some money. And once again, you ain't got to pay nothing to listen to our picks. And whether we pick them right or not, we're going to give you the education you need to make a perfect pick on your own. To make the best pick possible by just listening to the things we're talking about, and we hope to sway you in the right direction. So we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll talk about what happened last week. And we'll start with the Sea Dragons and the Guardians. And this was a game of one of the hottest teams right now in the XFL versus, well, the worst team in the XFL, but improving. The Guardians, you know, they sat Paxton Lynch, and now Dormandy's in there, and man, Dormandy's making some waves. He kept this game close. He even had a chance in the end to take them down and win, and was really upset. You can tell that man wants to win. And he's trying. Man, he's putting up almost 300 yards every game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pushing it.
In the loss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only problem is his team's giving up way too many points. You know, it's hard to keep up if the other team's giving them away. And of course, the Sea Dragons had DiNucci. Man, he put up a good game himself. You know, so anyway, we kind of expected that. You know, the Sea Dragons took care of the Guardians, but they didn't cover the spread like we told you they wouldn't. We knew they wouldn't cover that spread. So the end was just a 7-point game.
What was the actual spread?
It was 8.5. Yeah. So the spread was close, but you know, the Guardians are coming up, and that's something important to remember because when we talk about what's going to happen this week, you know, just remember, you know, they're up and coming team. They're making their moves. Our next game was my Battlehawks versus Leslie's Vipers. There ain't much to talk about in that game.
Not much at all.
The Battlehawks jumped up, scored the first 23 points, and there just wasn't any coming back from that. So
one highlight is the way McCarron played. Man, everybody was talking about, he's playing like an NFL quarterback.
There we go. That's the
They
narrative.
say he got his feet back up on him now because he tore his ACL or something. But then he struck out the running for about 20 yards. And he was afraid he didn't even look limping or nothing. So they was like, he may be back. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I at least want to see an XFL championship before I jump on the bag.
He has no offensive line, too, which makes it that much more impressive. His offensive line is not protecting him, and
definitely need a line.
It helps though when you're playing the Vipers team.
What about the defense?
The defense is subpar. I wouldn't say subpar. They're just about an average team. They do a pretty decent job. I think coaching wise, they do a pretty good coaching a defense that doesn't seem to be that great. They don't get much pressure. They don't seem to do anything outstanding on defense. Just try to protect. But
well, you need a defense. If the offense and he's moving that ball like that, and if the defense get him a stop at the right time, those are the type of teams that can be scary. You know what I mean? Because it's only one game. You win that one game, you advance. Whether it's to the playoffs or the championship.
Well, his first 2 wins and even his first loss in the fourth quarter, he put up a ton of points. I would imagine that St. Louis probably scores the most points in the fourth quarter because they,
you the comeback kid, man.
Yeah, because the first week he scored 2 touchdowns in the comeback. The next week he scored a touchdown to come back and win.
So
and
that's
then
the golden boy.
The week after that he needed 2 more touchdowns to come back and win and got 1 of them. But it's always a big deal in the fourth quarter for him.
That may be our first person to go from XFL to the NFL. It's got to be somebody.
Oh yeah, that's the star right now that everybody's thinking of for sure.
Yeah.
But
I have to watch a whole game before I can comment on that, fans, and I'll get back with y'all.
Well, this week might be a bad week to watch it because I'm telling you.
No. Because if he's that means he's gonna have him in the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the spread? What's the spread on that game?
It's only a 3-point spread. The Roughnecks are favored by 3.
Oh, this is a huge.
And playing at home.
Playing you.
But the problem is when he has time, he's dangerous. But I just imagine Houston has a pretty dang good defense that he's not going to have as much time this week as he had last week.
So I'm calculating. So my prediction on this game and how it may play out is. Yeah, they gonna make you think St. Louis, and then snatch it from you. Like you just said, he's known for comebacks. He's got 2 and almost attempted another one. You know what I mean? So they gonna put you in another situation with him, thinking, you got a chance to come back. Or Houston may take the lead late, and he have a chance to come back and win it.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep rolling, Jack.
Our next game was the one we talked about last week, and we talked about the conspiracy thing, and I talked last week with the Mater man, and I was saying, with this game, you had the Renegades of Brahmas play the week before. The Renegades won, so if it's conspiracy, like the NFL, then you would expect that the other team would win. And so that's kind of where I was like, if there is a conspiracy here, then they would go to Arlington and win the game. Because San Antonio lost the week before. Now this week they go to Arlington.
On the road, right.
On the road, and then they win by 6 points. So at the end of the day, it kind of kicked me into conspiracy mode here. Right, so I'm all in. I'm all in on conspiracy now because
they want.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it was all with me there. I'm like, man, there's something to this.
Yeah, money too much.
Moolah, man.
Yeah, once that's involved, Paul.
Oh yeah.
That's nothing straight up when it comes to gambling. with Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I think they got an edge on everything.
Yeah.
Let's touch base on their casino. Have you ever been in one? You never been in one? Huh?
No, but I have friends that go in there and basically say
they leave their money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for them, if somebody's out there winning a good amount of money, they all their security and people start paying attention to them and trying to figure out a reason
why they beating them.
Yeah, and if they can't figure it out, they'll still kick people out.
Yeah. We don't want your action, bro. We don't even want your action. I don't know. You might not be.
We don't know what you're doing.
You might not be doing anything, but we don't want your action.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's what kind of helped me to appreciate. You said it a while back, and you told me this because I'm always like, there's just not that much money being bet on these games, but. There's not, one man goes into a casino and they make sure that man loses his money.
What you talking about?
Then they're gonna make sure that people that betting on this gonna lose their money too.
That's just an online casino.
Money they just want. They don't remember how much it is. They want it.
They want the big end.
Yeah.
They want it.
It's gonna be wagered on both ends.
Yeah.
But the big end they want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even on the small ones.
I try to stay on the side that they like.
Yeah, the small end.
That's why I pick underdog so much.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if the like you said, if it's straight up square and everybody doing what they supposed to do, then Vegas could get broke.
Yeah. And the only time that I ever pick someone who's favored to win is when everybody else picks the underdog. That is the one time that you got 100% chance of winning.
That's the only time I take the favorite too.
Yeah.
He think like me.
But that's like almost 100% chance of winning. Like, we'll say Tennessee was playing FAU like they did. But all the money was going on FAU to win that game as the underdog. Tennessee would have won that game.
Man.
Tennessee would have won that game hands down, no problem.
And I was telling the guys where I hang when I get off work sometimes that every game this year is different. It ain't your traditional. Every game this year, wherever the most money is, Vegas gonna take it. So it's gonna end up being whoever got the less money on them.
Oh, yeah.
The whole tournament.
And that's why you're looking at a Final Four right now and thinking, who the hell are these people?
Yeah.
That's why.
Who the hell are these teams?
That's why. Nobody been betting on. Nobody picked them.
Yeah.
Now they there.
Vegas going out that money.
Who we got? San Diego State.
Then you got
FAU's gone, right?
Miami.
That's what I like.
And then UConn, and FAU, I think, is the other team.
So FAU's still in it.
Let me make sure.
I like Miami out of everybody.
Yeah.
For the record. Conspiracy theories.
For the record, Miami.
Yeah, it's FAU is still in it, and they're playing San Diego State. One of those two teams
automatically go to the final.
They've never been to a Final Four.
Automatically
are going to be going to a championship.
Automatically.
And then it's Miami and UConn playing each other.
Miami beats UConn.
So,
and then they'll beat the other team.
Yeah.
Should.
Yeah. Depends on where that money goes.
There we go.
I'm actually thinking that one of those teams is going to win it all because all the money's going to go.
But let me say this then. Miami would definitely be UConn. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
Yeah, because I definitely see that because everybody's going to think UConn's in there,
At least money line.
But even in women's basketball, I'm seeing the same thing nowadays,
You seeing the conspiracy?
Yeah, well, like I say, I saw South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina and that underdog team that they cheated so South Carolina would win. Yeah. And I think it's just to keep. I think that's just more women's basketball trying to keep their team in there.
Yeah.
But
that specific team that everybody want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
The most exciting team.
Yeah.
So it's time.
Exactly. Until all the big money starts pouring in. Yeah.
Because it lays that money.
Come on now.
Because the whole thing you want to figure out when you're making bets and stuff is to look at the whole picture to see, because Vegas might take a loss on one game just to make sure that the next game they get a huge intake. It's to make sure like UConn's playing Miami, and they want to make sure UConn win, even though we'll say they let UConn win that game over Miami. Because all the money's going on UConn. But because the money's all going on, a lot of the money's going on UConn, they let them go ahead and clear the spread and everything so that the next game everybody thinks.
Bet on UConn.
Yeah, everybody in the biggest game is going to bet on UConn.
I see that happen.
And then they let like Florida Atlantic win.
Theory. I like it.
Yeah, but that's why I say they're playing chess when most of us are playing checkers. They're already five steps ahead of you. You know.
And I try to play a little chess with them, just a little bit. I ain't as good as them because they're a well-oiled machine. I'm just one man.
Yeah.
I try to think like, what would they want right here?
And we're all working it out. But just understand this: Vegas, they have all these things. They've been doing this gambling thing for a real long time. They've learned tricks. They've learned all this stuff. They know how to screw you over. Okay, but the only way that people like us can ever actually challenge them or give them a run for their money is if we start, putting our heads together, figuring out what they're doing, and then, learning some of the tricks and things they use. Because by yourself, you're never going to figure it out.
Not all of it.
Yeah. So, and that's where, even for me, I started figuring stuff out. I knew the game was rigged, but it wasn't until I met the man that gambles that I figured out that it was the money and to follow the money. Because I saw it. I knew the games were being rigged. I just didn't know how or why.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And now it doesn't really matter anymore how. Because it can be rigged any way they want to anymore.
Right.
In the NFL, everybody's in on it.
Come on now.
So they can do it any way they want to. It doesn't have to be the referee.
It's just entertainment. I think they're told now they're more so entertainers now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, and the players have come to grips with it, and that's why you don't see the competitive thing you see anymore. You see the guys going and signing each other's jerseys, autographs.
You would have never did that back in the day, bro.
I'm telling you.
As much as a competitor is, bro.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I play basketball. I played basketball with my friends. I played in tournaments.
Yeah.
And when you play in a real tournament, like a Hoop It Up tournament, you're ready to fight somebody at the end of it. You lose, everybody is. Yeah. Everybody is. I mean, that's not just me and my competitive nature.
Right.
Everybody out there.
It was the whole era.
I was little though, like even playing junior pro football, man. We cried after we lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That was the era, man. You wanted it.
Mad and shit.
Yeah, you want me too, man. Like you wanted it. Like you didn't practice all week and do all this.
I'm out there to lose.
Yeah, man. You get fights all the time, though. When we played sports, there were fights all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there was always somebody getting into it, getting to the point of scrapping.
You're on the same team.
Oh, yeah. That's always the best, though. When you're playing on a team and you can get them mad at each other.
Yeah.
I was telling some friends one time, I played in this one Hoop It Up out there, and we got them mad at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And every single one of their players were better than every single one of our players. And they messed up so bad and got so ticked off at each other. I mean, any one of them could have taken us off the dribble at any time.
Yeah.
They could dunk.
Just way much better than
everything. But they got so mad at each other, got so out of sorts, that we beat them badly. That's what even made it worse.
Yeah.
And you talk about some dudes that were ready to fight when they walk off the court, And we're all sitting there laughing because we're egging them on, like, tell your friend out there he can't guard me, make him come over and guard me. Yeah, tell him to do it, and then he comes over and you pop one on him, and then they're really ready to fight, So, yeah.
It's a mind game.
Yeah.
But you don't see that in sports anymore.
No.
And you don't see the mind games either.
Because they got a script.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see the mind games where they're trying to get in each other's head because you know why? They already know. They already know when they're going to win and when they're going to lose, and you'll see it in the players' faces now.
Yeah. Correct us when we're wrong.
Yeah. They already look defeated when they go out there.
There you go. I make my bets according to that, and I made a few bets that way in a week or two ago.
We were talking about the Kansas State-Kentucky game. Me and him were talking about it. I knew that Kentucky had to lose that game. And I was talking to him during the game, and he was telling me, man,
it was crazy.
He's like, you looking at Kentucky's players, and you look at Kansas State players. It's obvious who's going to win this game.
You get on there and bet.
I bet.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about the money line.
Over.
Damn the points.
Yeah,
they finna win this game, bro. They were too happy.
Yeah.
Losing.
And then they get you in this mindset that K-State's going to go all the way.
Yeah.
You know, they got you in this mindset to K-State because that boy put up like the most assists in NCAA tournament history. Yeah, he was like popping assists. The very next game, they're playing that stupid little Florida Atlantic team. Guess what happens? Bye-bye. Or San Diego State. It was San Diego State. Now they're gone.
Regardless, bye-bye.
Yeah, and they look like the team to beat. It's basically like every week they put something in front of your face like this is the team, this is the team, and then they yank it out from under you.
So wait till you see this.
Yeah, so
wait till you get a load of this playoff.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be new to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's.
But they saying it's gonna be one playoff game per division. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't think it's fair.
Oh, for real.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the North.
Then you got teams like the Titans and Jaguars that can go to the playoffs and not be a good team just because the rest of their whole division sucks.
Beat the division, automatically get in.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing, man. It's by design too.
Yeah.
That's by design.
Oh yeah.
You think a lot of thought wasn't going into that before they did that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then that last game, you had Jacksonville and the Titans. It's like, notice at the end of the year, they always put big games at the end of the year. They didn't guess that. At the first of the year, everybody thought it was between Titans and Indianapolis. But who was the last game? Titans and the Jaguars.
You never thought Jaguars started the year, what, 0-3 or 4 or something like that?
They weren't even in it most of it. And then all of a sudden they start winning games and you're like, where did they come from?
You never saw it. That's how they do you.
And as a Titan fan, you're thinking for sure you
I call it rocking you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock you to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, our last game we'll talk about, though, man, this game, Roughnecks and Defenders. This game was the big game of the week. Lots of stuff happened in this game. I tell you what, I lost. Mm-hmm. This is where my man got me, for sure. He said this was going to happen with DC, and he's the Roughnecks fan.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there just thinking, the Roughnecks have to win this game. DC, this is the only team that can beat DC. And they look like the better team. I thought for sure they were. But I'm telling you, the line of scrimmage is controlled at DC. Mm-hmm. DC takes care of their running game, man.
Offensive line is like that.
Oh, yeah. And nobody has a good running game for the most part in this. Running backs don't get that many, but,
That's DC the best rushing.
DC running back.
Oh, yeah.
They lead in rushing this year so far, right?
Yeah, last week he had 200 yards. Yeah, this week he had 95 yards rushing.
That's pretty doggone good.
Oh, yeah, especially for this league because remember, it's not like the NFL. The clock runs the whole time until the 2.
So those 95, man, that's almost a quarter, right?
Yeah, exactly. you almost add a whole quarter to the NFL, giving that man another quarter. So this Abram Smith might be somebody too. You start thinking about as far as an NFL guy goes.
Switch back over.
Yeah, he rushing like he wanted, huh?
Oh yeah. So this was quite a game.
How old is he though? That's the question with the NFL. They got these new young fresh guy coming up out of college, man. Yeah. Little durable, speed. Not so old.
Oh yeah.
He might be able to
squeeze him a few years in there.
Somebody arrest or something, back somebody up.
Yeah, he might not be too old. Maybe 24, 25, 26. He still got a shot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
30.
He might be in trouble.
Yeah. Just ball in the XFL.
Ball out.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm gonna go in there and see if I can find him real quick.
Exactly.
Oh, that's not the.
Yeah.
No wonder. We'll promote our XFL website. It's getting worked on. They're coming along in the XFL the XFL website. DC right now is definitely looking like the team to beat.
Yeah.
Not so fast. Not so fast.
Oh yeah, that's the way they want you to get it. Now we've all said that we think who's going to win in the end, but
Wade didn't come there to play second fiddle.
Do what?
No.
He came to win and won.
Yeah, man. A few.
And they saying that, man, it's coaching, man, it's getting them folks to this pot.
So no. So what if Wade is auditioning as well? What you think? For a head coaching job.
Yeah.
How you like it?
Go back and
oh yeah. Now that I can see happening too.
Yeah. But don't let them do this. Don't let them do it 2 years in a row. They might call him.
Get him a few years before he retires.
Yeah,
Give him a couple years, then gonna retire.
From the NFL.
Try to get a Super Bowl if he can.
Abram Smith is 24 years old.
Oh, so he still stand a chance.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
running that ball like that.
Unfortunately, it's hard to find that. They didn't have his age in there. Had to,
So if Tennessee's getting rid of King Henry, I suggest we just go to the XFL.
grab Smith from there. You know, and people don't realize. I mean, here's the thing with our man Henry. I mean, he's a great running back, but I don't care what kind of running back you are. You ain't gonna run very well if your offensive line is letting them eat you up. You know, and that's where, to me, being a Henry fan, I would be happier if he was on a different team so he doesn't get killed and lose his career, because right now the Titans ain't blocking.
I mean, and you know they running the ball. Like, they don't hide it. They line up Henry's and more.
Yeah.
Whether it's a screen, across the middle, the ball is going to Henry.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. And everybody's keying in on him, but now nobody's helping him, you know.
That's all I'm saying.
Getting beat up.
I hope he ain't buying the offensive line any food. I'm just telling you that.
Did he buy Rolexes 1 year or something?
Yeah, he's bought them stuff, but
Is that when he ran for the 2000?
I think he bought some Rolexes.
yeah, they hadn't earned it this time.
They got lazy.
But yeah, this Roughnecks game, the final score was 37-26, and at the end of the game, it looked like Houston was coming a little unraveled. They were a little upset about how things were going. They were calling out the referees and basically feeling like they were getting cheated. And in some ways, you can probably see it. And there's some things that are starting to get etchy for me in the XFL, because we've been talking about how there's not been any bad calls, but one of them went up to review, and I believe it was in this game that they called. And anyway, the defense jumped off sides. The offensive lineman on the other side jumped. Well, they called the false start on the offense. Even though we all know, like, if the defense comes across first, it's automatically the defense.
Not all the time.
But
in the NFL, if he get back in time without the offensive lineman moving, he's good.
Yeah.
Now, if the offensive lineman engaged, then it's on the defensive player.
Yeah. And see, what happened is he came across, like two players come across the line, and the offensive lineman on the other side jumped. And they basically said, well, because he was on the other side of the line, he wasn't affected by them jumping. And it's like, you can't say that.
No, you can't say that.
Yeah. And so they called the false start on the other side. And when he jumped, the other team, there were two people already off sides on the other side on the defense.
So it's off on the defense.
Yeah. But
it
seemed like they already had an idea who they wanted to win that game.
Sticking to the narrative.
And so I'm calling you out on that, XFL, and our official. I disagree with that call. And while most people weren't making a big deal about it, it is a big deal to me.
And he's been saying how the integrity is in the XFL and big up in the referee and so you know he's not biased about it.
No, but I'm calling you out now because that wasn't right, man. When people jump off sides and any offensive lineman moves, it's on the guy that's across the line.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if he had gotten back and set again and then the guy jumped, then yeah. But in this case, they were still across the line when the man jumped. So
everybody know that.
And I'm calling that out too because I picked Houston. And DC won, and I think, and I tell you, even the players were upset. The players were terribly upset about the officiating in that game.
Problem with that.
Yeah, and they called out the refs a few times.
The refs said, take it up with the Rock.
Yeah. So
with the balls. Yeah, they just following orders, man.
Yeah.
But we've been waiting for that game, the Roughnecks and the Defenders, and it was really a letdown. I mean, if you're gonna mess with it, at least make it a little more exciting. I'm just putting that out there
but
for
it went
you.
over, Paul.
Yeah.
But it went over.
Oh, yeah. It definitely did the over.
So how is it not exciting to a person who put his money on the over and that thing went over?
Well, to me, I don't care about the over as much. I like the game to go over, but at least make it at the end of the game you know, that through the whole game, the one team's out of it. I want to see that team have an opportunity, not necessarily to win, but just to have an opportunity to be playing.
Scare them a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Don't forget about our live bet now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, keep taking Houston.
Yeah.
And we'll keep stretching it out.
Yeah.
We'll give you another line, and we'll cover that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't. That's in effect a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
So if it's not a close game, that's why.
Yeah, and Houston looked nothing like the team they are. Houston just didn't look like Houston.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, we're going to get into this week and we'll talk about that. And, you know, that's going to be the big game this week. So we'll just start on that, even though it's the latest game. But the Battlehawks are playing the Roughnecks, and we've already been touching on this for a little bit. Who wants to take it first?
We'll let him do it since it's our team's playing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that we still looking at conspiracy. I'm still looking at conspiracy, and so I feel like that. I think the Battlehawks will beat them.
All right.
The Boys will go 5-3.
All right.
And then I think they're gonna go. Yeah.
Head up.
Head up.
I think they
well, they're getting 3 points anyway.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I'm gonna go with the Battlehawks, and they're gonna beat them. They're gonna beat Houston. Houston gonna go 5-3 because it's all, and it's gonna be a close game. It's all.
Houston will be 4-3. Right?
Now they'll play. Yeah, they'll be 4-3. See, they gonna make it, and it's making Houston look bad. I ain't gonna tell y'all the whole thing of my strategy, man. I ain't gonna tell you.
No, you got to, because we telling the fans.
It's making Houston look bad, right? And see, they the best one in their division. They don't gotta really just have no hell of a.
They automatically
gonna beat all of them. They got 3. They gonna smack.
They automatically gonna play for it.
They automatically going to the Super Bowl, to the $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the way they done it. Now it'd be different if they let the top 4 teams play for them. You know what I'm saying? That'd be different. But Houston don't gotta. They can cruise right now.
They automatically playing for the division.
Because the ones that they got in a division, they can smack them. So. You know what I mean? So they cruisers, not getting hurt. You know what I mean? And then they gonna knock them boys off in the wild card.
That's
I mean, so I'm thinking, but and then guess what? They won't. And see, I'm going all conspiracy though, because they want our guy.
I love it.
Yeah,
the
McCarron.
McCarron, to come up to and make him look. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be between all the people in that. So that division gonna be crazy. It's gonna.
We're out here. And we're trying to give you the best picks to win. Now, our man Leslie here, the mayor, just told you a great strategy. Now, me and the mayor man over here, we listened and we totally are seeing what he's saying. And he swayed my belief. Now, this hurts him, but he's helping you. But it's hurting him. So just know he's making a sacrifice so you can win, okay? Because what he's saying is actually a genius, because we're getting what you're saying.
Yeah.
They don't have to win.
Right. All right.
The Roughnecks don't have to win. The Battlehawks have to win.
Right.
And McCarron needs to win. The XFL wants him to be good because he's the face right now, really.
Yeah.
One
They're
of the
gonna at least
faces.
let him be up in the top.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And get him back up. But they don't. But you know, Houston don't really gotta win, man, because everybody in their division, they gonna just run through. So they gonna be there anyway. Now when they gotta play, now I mean, is the playoffs. Whoever they meet out there, they gonna have to play them boys. DC, you know what I'm saying? All of them.
Yeah.
And DC, Seattle, and St. Louis from that division is just this is a tough division. A good team is not gonna go to the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Two of
So
them.
Yeah.
that is like the best point.
Yeah.
2 of them not gonna go to the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
one of them ain't gonna make the playoffs. Period, and they gotta win in record.
Right.
And it's gonna be somebody in the other division with a losing record playing for the playoffs.
You know
Mess
what I'm
around and beat Houston.
Yeah, they get to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. But
Yeah,
now, we know that won't
Yeah,
happen.
that ain't gonna happen though.
Yeah, but it could.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why what he's saying holds even more weight. They're gonna bring Houston down to their side and let them do like even, and you'll never see Houston slide through that thing.
So I'm taking it that he swayed both of us.
Yeah, I like it.
You know what? I have to be. I hate doing it because I'd like to go the other way. I've been losing so much, you know.
What's the Battlehawks record?
The Battlehawks are 4-2, the same as the Sea Dragons, and the same as the Sea Dragons. It's one of those two teams that should be in it that aren't going to get to play.
Yeah. I don't see nobody beating. They probably let DC lose a game or two later on, but it's nobody from the way they look, man.
They let them go undefeated.
It look like they because hell, if they, who can they let beat them? It's gonna make sense to us. We're gonna know they're stealing our money in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe St. Louis. Yeah, I mean, you know, to get McCarron up if he needs to after this right here. Now it's gonna be a good game, and it could be a good game. But I'm just going on for speed.
Now McCarron beat Houston and DC.
Everybody money gonna be on St. Louis. St. Louis gonna go to the $1 million bowl, and they gonna make $1 billion because everybody gonna bet on St. Louis.
Yeah,
is it like Tom Brady or something?
Yeah,
and that's true because last year in the NFL, I told everybody on our show what was going to happen in the NFL. Early in the season, I predicted it because I saw what the NFL was thinking, and I got it right. But Buffalo and Kansas City played, and I told everybody that the loser of that game would win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because that was their whole thing at the start of the season, was to let you see that Buffalo was going to beat Kansas City and make everybody start putting their wagers in. This is the team that's going to win.
Yeah.
And then that way everyone thought that the Chiefs wouldn't be in the Super Bowl and the Bills would.
Yeah.
They set it up from the very start.
Put the Chiefs right up under the radar day one.
This could be the same thing. This could be the same way that they do the same thing with the Battlehawks and the Roughnecks, is they let the Battlehawks win this, and then they play them again in the $1 million game, and then the Roughnecks.
So what about our DC defenders then?
Yeah.
That could be them.
And that's another thing though too. If we're on the right page, it very well could be that that's them trying to let DC make everybody think they're the best team out there, and get everybody hyped up on DC, and then come the end of the year when everybody starts betting, because you know those playoff games and Super Bowl games are going to be where the money's going to come in.
Serious,
and then everybody will be betting DC beats St. Louis.
Yeah.
And then if St. Louis beats them, how much money is Vegas going to win?
That's how they're going to get their money. Man.
Those 10s and 20s that they like to bring in daily.
Yeah. So I like it.
So what's your pick, Bob?
I'm going with it. I think all of us are taking.
I like it, but I'm gonna stick to what I because I still say that the Battlehawks can do the same thing with DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Bring them down.
Yeah.
But I do like him enough. He swayed me enough to take him +3 though. I ain't just ready to take him head up.
Oh yeah. So we're going with the Mater Man and +3.
Yeah, I take the +3 on.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that'd be crazy if Houston smack him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because I was taking Houston -3 for sure.
I had Houston too. Hey.
Only thing made me think of that because I heard that on that thing about in Houston's division, man, and then we looked it up in their division.
For my money though.
Yeah.
I think I might like that this week.
You think so, man?
Because I haven't betted on what we picked yet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, you know what? No, I'm not going to take Leslie's thing. I'm going to go ahead, since my idea at the first was to take Houston to -3. I'm going to stick with it. Because they just made Houston look so bad last week that maybe
they might come back strong.
Yeah, that may happen.
But then again, it's like he's saying, or they want you to think that.
Oh yeah.
And then you lose again the next week.
Oh yeah.
How they gonna be really disgusting? They gonna
give me head up.
You want head up?
I want head up. He convinced me.
Man, they'll be real disgusting at Houston.
I want to head up. I had the 3. Just give me a head up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I think if they don't have. If they don't have the Battlehawks winning because of them, then the Roughnecks would clear the 3-point spread. Yeah. If it's not what Leslie says, I say they usually. Yeah, exactly.
They definitely.
for the record, I had Houston. I was swayed by my coach.
Yeah.
It happens to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes, it sounds good, and you switch your pick, and we'll see next week. Should I have kept my pick, or was it worth swinging?
And he had us all. He had us all over on his side for a minute. I had to go back because I was like, I need to go back, seeing as I started with that.
But,
because you don't want to have it and be like, I had that, and I switched it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
That's his reason.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and two, it's like Leslie was saying, it was his strategy. He came up with it, and he did it for all of you guys. So.
And it may not work, especially this week. It could be, like you say, they could knock DC out for something. But I think that McCarron needs to win, and he needs to win, and it needs to be against somebody like that for the prestige. You see what I'm saying? Now,
I'm gonna put my paycheck.
It ain't gonna matter in a couple weeks because the Roughnecks are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So it ain't gonna put my paycheck on this. Hey, I don't want a rebate out of it.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. I can't give you no coupons, man.
I'm gonna put my whole check on that this week, y'all.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I love it, because I never saw it. I didn't even see that coming.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? I ain't even think that deep myself, and I love it for my money, for my cash dollar.
Yeah.
My paycheck.
Yeah. So.
Because I just don't see Houston not being there.
Man, like you said, they can blow their division out regardless. They can be 4-4.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Still with that
Houston -3.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Houston -3. I'm gonna go with my initial thought.
Because they took you out on that roller coaster with them. They had you up here with Houston, 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Houston. Now they dropping you.
Yeah, and they did. They dropped 2 games in a row, and I'm just sitting
third
there.
one, you off the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Fuck, they ain't gonna do.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
The whole time it was them, like I predicted.
Yeah.
I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, folks.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get on that.
And here's the thing. I mean, this very well could play out, and this is what's awesome when you, because sometimes, like I said with the NFL, I made that pick. I was on the whole time.
Yeah.
And this could be Leslie's moment that he just tapped in.
And he just not getting on this stuff. So imagine if he was 10, 15 years, 20 years in like me. Like it's like the Matrix, man. Like
everything moving slow.
Man, and you okay. Like you see it before. Yeah, it's easy.
And this is what we're doing for you all too. Just remember that. You don't have to pay us like you have to pay other people, but
exactly.
I started into this not really understanding things, and then Mayor has the experience. He taught me most of the stuff I know, and then we played. We had our thing in the NFL, and I did really well. I did really good on that. But it was because of the things that I learned.
Right.
And we're giving you that opportunity to learn these things. You learn these things and figure out your own things, and maybe because when you cue into something and you get something like what Leslie's done, and if he actually cued in on something that's really a thing that's fixing to happen, all the money that you can make.
Easy money.
So.
Easy money. Easy money. It's there. It's legit money, folks. Gambling is legit. It is legal now.
Yeah.
You're in Tennessee, you can place a wager. Like, go out there and make some money.
Now, the next game, we'll just go ahead and go on another game. And this game seems like...
Let's get the over and under real quick.
Oh, the over and under, yeah. So, for me...
4-4.
I'm taking Houston. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to have to take the over. And I'll tell you why. Because... if it is the conspiracy that Leslie's saying, then it's most definitely going to go over because they're going to make McCarron look good, and he's going to score a lot of points.
And he's going to score a lot anyway.
Exactly. If I'm right, then I need to take the under because if I'm right, the Battlehawks don't score that many points, and Houston doesn't have to score that many points to beat them, and so I'm only taking the under because of that.
I'm going to second that. Short and simple.
And Antonio's taking the under.
I say the same thing too.
So everybody's going under.
Parlay. We just built a parlay for you guys.
Yeah, I think it'd be a close game.
I made out like a bandit in college football before all of this, Because when I talked to Mater and he started me out on all this, I found something. And mine was the national championship with Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah.
I knew, and I told everybody, and everybody knows, everybody that I was around, I told them from the start, Georgia would lose to Alabama the first time they played. For two reasons. Because the money absolutely was in their favor. Because if Georgia won that game, Alabama doesn't even go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
The NCAA didn't want Alabama out of the playoffs.
No.
The SEC didn't want them
Fans
out of the playoffs.
especially want to see Alabama.
And everybody knew, though, Georgia was better than Alabama.
Yeah.
And so Vegas didn't want Alabama to lose that game because everybody bet at Georgia.
Yeah.
So I knew on that one. I told everybody what was going to happen. And sure enough, Alabama beat Georgia. But now it got in everybody's head because a few weeks later, guess what? They play again. They play again in the national championship
And
game.
everybody bet on
And so
Alabama.
now everybody's going to bet on Alabama because they sat there and watched it.
Sure.
And now the NCAA already got what they wanted.
Yeah.
The SEC already got what they wanted. They got the two teams in there they wanted to.
Yeah.
Now they let the best team win, which was Georgia. And I told
And
everybody
Vegas got
that
what they
again.
wanted.
And I let everybody know a lot of people made a lot of money off of that because I knew it. I saw it.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes you get that. And like I say, that I came learning that from Mater. And then the next time, the Kansas City Bills thing did the same thing with the NFL.
Yeah.
I knew 3 games into the season who was going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I said it then, and then when the Super Bowl came and we made our picks, I already knew who was going to win. I said it was going to win.
That's how he won the
Yeah.
thing between me. He just went off what he really believed.
Yeah.
And actually won.
Yeah.
Play it out like that.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get a
It
glimpse
happens.
into Vegas's mind, and that's what we think Leslie might have done. Leslie might have tapped in to the Vegas mind here, and that would be
It's
something.
easy.
If that work, man, that's gonna be
Hey,
true.
it's easy, man.
Oh yeah.
It's easy.
Now our next pick is the Defenders and the
The
Guardians.
hard part is putting the money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the hard part about it.
Defenders and the Guardians. 9.5 points is the spread. Now we all know it's the best team versus the worst team as far as records go. You have a 6-0 team playing an 0-6 team. So who do you think is going to win?
The record tells you the 6-0 team should win this game.
Exactly.
But they give you a 9.5 spread to
They
make
give-
it
yeah, they give you
even. They give you now they make you say, well, how do you like the 0-6 team with 9.5?
Yeah.
10 to beat you.
Yeah.
Well, a person like me gonna say, shit, who is it? If everybody's taking the 6-0 team, of course I want the 0-6 team with the 9.5. Maybe head up dealing with me at the right time.
Oh, I know.
You know
I
what I
know.
mean?
I was thinking the same
I was
thing.
thinking that same thing, man. I
And
was
let
thinking,
me. Oh, go ahead, Leslie. I
I
don't
was
want.
thinking. No, I was just saying. I was thinking the same thing.
I definitely gonna take the 9.5. I'm gonna pop it on off.
Okay.
Give me the 9.5.
Man, I was
man.
thinking that I want that 9.5 too, man. Only because
It's the safest bet for your money.
and the defenders don't gotta go in there and kick the hell out of. But and the Guardians been playing better ball. They're gonna score with
Yeah.
this new
Yeah,
quarterback.
they might outright beat these people. man.
Yeah, they could. You see what I'm saying? But they at least can stay within the 9.5. I'm looking at them to beat them.
This is your only undefeated team, man.
Exactly. You
Going
see what I'm
against a
saying?
defeated
'Cause so they can stay. I mean, they still gonna be number one, even if they lose this game.
So, oh my goodness. So that make it more interesting on what
In
you
that
said.
division, because it's gonna make everybody together. They gonna drop down one.
There you
if
go.
if the
If
Battle
Boston
House
go
step
up-
up, they'll be 4-3. They'll just be
Now,
5-1.
5-3 then.
Well, yeah,
They'll be
5-2.
Two.
Then they'll just be
6-1.
6-1. You see what I'm saying? And so, and everybody is right there even, man.
Outright.
You know what I mean?
Outright.
Right there.
Now,
I still want the points. I still want
I want
the
outright.
points.
I want outright.
I want everyone to know, though,
What?
if y'all saw me, I just put it down before they even said
Outright.
it. But I will say, too, it was because of Mater.
Outright.
Money line.
I'll tell you why. But now, Antonio's going money line, too.
Yeah, I like outright.
So, I tell you, and like we were talking about,
What's your reason?
Yeah.
see, here's the thing. A few weeks back, Orlando played the best team in the XFL in the Houston Texans. This man right here, this man said that the Houston Texans were going to lose that game because, you know, no one would expect it.
Yeah,
no one would see it. Now, they didn't clear the spread. Houston still won. And I think this man was just one game off.
Yeah.
And they waited till they even made it more ridiculously
Even more,
unbelievable. And so that's why, listening to him, I took the money line. And listening to him, I'm taking that money line because the defenders are going to have to lose some games.
At least one.
I mean, the defenders are so far ahead of the Battlehawks and everybody, they need to bring them back down. And to make it even an interesting thing, because right now you've got these three teams at the top.
Tricky now. It's getting tricky now.
Yeah.
So I just, my whole world changed today.
That's crazy.
With what you were saying.
Man, he blew the top off of it for real.
And I'm telling you, even with Antonio, because I thought about this when I made up this spread thing. I was looking at it and I thought, Mater predicted that Houston would lose to Orlando, and it would have to be a team. And like I say, I'm all in on conspiracy now.
Yeah.
Because the San Antonio thing happened like I figured it would if it was a conspiracy.
Showed you it's down.
And it happened.
It showed you.
Houston lost to DC, which I said if they did, it was a conspiracy, and that happened.
Yeah.
And we saw it happen, and we saw the things that happened in that game to make you question things. So I'm all in conspiracy.
Yeah.
And this man told me what I think is the conspiracy. So I'm absolutely taking Guardians and the money.
Y'all gonna take them head. I'm still gonna stick with the 9.5 because.
But we all on Guardians.
Yeah. Even if I mean, like, okay.
Even if they don't win the game. Even if it's a close game, you know that 9.5 is golden.
And if it's a close game, that's still gonna make the defenders look bad, so they may as well lose it.
Yeah.
Even if it's
if they don't cover that spread, people saying, damn, them like they lost.
Yeah, it's like they lost it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
You lost my money.
And let me tell you something. The Guardians were looking bad with Paxton Lynch. Dormandy's come in. He's turning this team around.
That's gonna be the excuse.
Their offense, exactly. Their offense is looking good, and they're setting this up. The man's throwing for almost 300 yards every week.
So which quarterback got benched?
Paxton Lynch.
From which
from
Orlando?
The Guardians. Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was playing.
It's about time for him to get some victories, right?
Yeah.
That'll be the excuse, right?
That'll be the excuse, man. They'll let that boy beat the best team in the league.
And Paxton Lynch, like I said, he still got aspirations.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still aspiring. So, it'll be a good show for him.
Yeah.
A good showcase to beat the undefeated team. That's all you need for this year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't have to make the playoffs and win the championship. You beat that undefeated team. That's your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And so now we got the 45 over or under.
Man, if the Guardians gonna beat them, this got to go over.
Yeah.
I think,
So everybody's going over?
Yeah. Because the Guardians they're gonna have to score points.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They can't beat no low scoring game.
Not with the defenders because they put up points.
I think we got the over and unders right. I like the under on that one. I love it. I like the over on that one. Man, I might just do a whole 16 parlay.
I will say this to folks out there.
No. Spreads too.
I'm going to say this to everyone out here. I said it last week, and if you listened on the Guardians, you would have got it. I told you Dormandy was coming around. They'd get the over, and we told you at least to take those points. Again, we say, take the Guardians and 9.5. If you're going to do a parlay, take the Guardians plus 9.5
for your cash dollar,
and take the 45 over.
Yeah.
And that's a good parlay because to us that seems to be the best idea. And when all of us agree, it usually works out pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So this week I think that's the pick, and I may even take that parlay. You know, that's something else right there.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Now the other games aren't that big this week. We won't take as much time on them as we have the other
exciting,
huh? We got the Brahmas and this other team called the Vipers. You know, not super exciting, but you know, they have a chance to win because they're actually a 2.5 point favorite. So we'll let Leslie take this. It's his team.
Yeah, definitely my team. I'm gonna ride with my team, and I'm giving away 3 points, 2.5.
Take 3 to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with my team. I just think they'll do better than the Brahmas. But I got the same record on.
And for the people that don't know how spreads work, like he said, his team is giving up 2.5, meaning they gotta win by 3. That means the other team got 2.5 out the gate. 2.5 before the game even started. They got 2.5 in their hip pocket. His team got to outscore them by 3 at the end of the game to cover that 2.5. That's how spreads work for the people that don't know. Because you'll be amazed how many people don't, even at the job, they like, I want to bet, but how does the spread work?
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of people don't know that.
When I did, when I did our thing and we put that sheet in for everybody, most of them didn't understand.
That's
Even
what I'm
people
saying.
that bet all the time didn't get how those things work.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really simple. You know, you're trying to explain it to them.
Yeah.
And, you know,
They can't hear it.
there are some terrible, hard questions. Like, Seattle is a 4-point favorite. What happens if it lands on 4?
Yeah.
Well, in our game, you got no points.
Exactly.
But in a regular thing, if you make a bet,
for your money,
you just get your money back. You don't lose, you don't win. You know,
push.
everybody breaks even.
They call it a push.
And very seldom you see that happen.
That's hence the half a point.
Exactly.
That's why it's always
You
there.
can't happen with that.
It's why it's always there, buddy.
And Vegas doesn't want it to be -4 either, because Vegas makes money if the bet goes through. You know, if you bet $100 on a game that's an even
You
spread,
got to give money back.
yeah, you got to pay 110 to get that 100. You know, from Vegas, because they take a little bit. You know, even if it's an even spread, it's still not an even 100 for 100.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. So yeah,
Unless
they're gonna make money.
that bet costs that much.
Yeah.
The bet can cost an even 100.
Yes.
Y'all still got to make y'all
So, yeah.
bets on that.
So we
Like
got
that Vegas.
Leslie's already in on the Vipers, and
Yeah.
I am also going to go in on the Vipers. You know, the Brahmas are just a so-so team. I mean, they're really not that good at anything, really. Their defense is better than average.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty good defense, but their offense just can't score points.
Yeah.
The Vipers don't have that great of a defense, but I think the Vipers will score enough points
To beat them.
to beat them.
That's pretty much my.
But you know what? I'm going to take the Vipers in the 2.5, like Leslie is, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I'm going to take the under, because neither one of these teams are impressive at scoring.
Yeah,
I see this game being 12-9.
Well, that leaves me to pick.
Yeah.
So I know the Vipers will win, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the money line, Vipers, and the over, because the Brahmas always play these under games and they always have these low scoring games.
Oh, yeah.
This will be a game that they put up 50-some points in a close one,
Yeah.
and the Vipers will beat them, man.
That will be the most.
in a shootout.
That would
shootout.
be the most amazing thing in the world if that was to happen. Can you imagine
Check it
seeing the Vipers and Brahmas
Check it
and
out.
even a 25-25 game?
Man, it'll be the
something
most
like
exciting game this week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with under though. I think
Okay.
it'll be a low scoring game.
Yeah, you're like me, 12-9 probably.
Something like that.
That's my prediction. Vipers win 12-9. And then you got Seattle and Arlington. And that's going to be a really good game, I think. Arlington is a so-so team as well. But Seattle, man, they've been playing good. DiNucci, good quarterback. It's going to be upsetting in the playoff that possibly DiNucci or McCarron is not going to be there in the playoff. Because DiNucci's another one that plays great. DiNucci's been playing great. And for that reason, I'm going to take Seattle. And you know what? I'm going to take Arlington +4. Because I think Seattle wins, but wins by 3. Because, you know, they do a really good job of keeping games close in all of their games. Arlington does. So that's my pick. I'm going to take that. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, that's a hard one, but I'm going to take the over. I can see this one being a 12-9 game type too, you know?
Yeah.
What you like?
I don't think so. I think it'll go over those 37 points.
That's what I like. I like
I
the over.
think that-
I like the over.
Yeah.
And You can go ahead and pick.
No, go ahead.
I like the over and give me Arlington outright. Give me Arlington outright.
That's a good pick.
Okay.
They had a bad week last week.
Did I say over on that?
Yeah, you said.
I meant under.
Dude, I think they're gonna make a fool.
My bad, under.
Okay. What you want? You want Arlington money line?
And under.
But I'm taking Seattle. I think that what's
That
his
cover,
name?
Danucci.
Would they cover the
Danucci gonna
4?
come in at the boom.
Would they cover the 4?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. The Seattle.
Yeah, that
Minus 4.
That's going to be the determining factor at the end, what happens in that game, because every one of us took something different.
Yeah.
So you took the under as well, and he took
I took the under.
I took the under.
Oh, you took the under.
Because it's gonna be a hard. No, I took over.
You
I
took
think
the
they
over,
gonna. Yeah,
right.
I think Danucci gonna act a
That's
fool.
right.
We've been throwing for down to 200 yards every week.
So I got a list of them today, so we know who's gonna win. I'll try to keep up with it. Now we're all set. All right. I'll go ahead and put that 0 in there.
Hey, it's a little fun, fun. We just talking about our points we do with our little game, folks. It is nothing to do with y'all. But, we gave y'all some premium hell of a picks this week.
Yeah.
If y'all watch this show, use some of these picks, man. Parlay some of them, play with it. It's money to be made.
And we try to give you not only why the picks that we have, but why we picked them and our ideas as to what it is that we think is going to happen.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
and we're giving you different picks. So you don't have to be like, well, I like Leslie's picks, I like Paul's picks. You don't have to go with each one of us individually. You can take the things that we all said together
And make your own choice.
and make your own pick, given the information that you receive. Because we're giving you all the information
Yeah.
to make a great pick.
Yes, sir.
So get out there, pay attention to our picks, listen to us, we'll make you money. You're going to make money if you listen to us, come up with your own strategy, you're going to find out, you're going to learn a lot about how to win and how to take the money and not give the money. And I know I did because I listened to this man,
Yeah.
and now we got Leslie, and it changes up all the time.
They turn into beasts now.
Yeah.
Now I got some ideas and things I hear
Yeah.
and can bounce off of that. I ain't gotta use my brain so much now. I can use their brains now. It's helping me. So use all of our brains to help.
Once you think about it, you'll start. Stuff will just start coming to you like, damn, maybe they would do this, because if they did this and this would be the outcome if they did that, and they would make money.
That's all I'm
you know what I mean?
saying.
Because you got to think about how can they make some money off of this damn game. That's how I be looking at it.
That's how you do it.
And I'm excited about Leslie now. The Sunday game. The Sunday game is going to tell me if Leslie's thought is true. And if Leslie's thought is true, it's going to change the game as far as our bets go, because we're going to realize
something's going on.
What he's saying.
Exactly.
They lead up to a climax to get as most people watching, and most people betting.
At all times.
And the way they doing it, they gonna take your money, man. Cause it makes sense for you. They rocking you to sleep. They rocking us to sleep right now, man. Hey, man.
Not us, but we on.
I ain't trying to ruin people's fun about it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But man, just think about it.
It's deep.
It's
real.
Think about it.
It's real.
It's still gonna be fun. Watch the game. It's still gonna be fun.
But the conspiracy part is real.
Yeah, and just to understand, we told you in our first shows, we straight up were telling you about how the NFL is rigged and all these things are happening. Now you watch the XFL and you can totally see. And a lot of the things we told you would happen in NFL happened because we knew they were going to happen.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing, the NFL is not predictable. Don't ever think it's predictable.
No.
They don't make it predictable because there's never going to be a Paul, Leslie, or Antonio that wins all the time.
No way. No way possible.
They don't let us win either.
No way possible.
They're going to make sure.
They take our money too.
Yeah, they're going to make sure that they don't have any single individual that figures it out.
Not
and if there is that single individual that figures it out, his time on earth is numbered.
Yeah, they don't want his money.
At least that. That's the minimum.
Yeah,
that's the maximum.
Exactly. I'm all the way conspiracy NFL, man.
But just sports, period.
Yeah.
And from now on, I'm gonna try to touch a little more on sports overall, not just football. because it's in basketball. So if you see something and you think, chime in, talk to us about it. We'll touch bases on it.
It's entertainment at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
And you in entertainment, you have to keep people engaged and
just like a movie.
Just like a movie, man. So like, why wouldn't they put drama in here, suspense in here? You see what I'm saying? They entertaining us, man.
Oh yeah.
And so
some action.
exactly.
You know what I mean? They throw action in there too.
And so to a large degree, they gotta be able to control that.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
They have to,
So
because I mean, would we even watch games if, say, the Tennessee Titans were so much better than the Indianapolis Colts that you knew the score was going to be 56-0?
Exactly.
Who watching that?
Yeah.
Why?
Who want to bet on a game with that they need a 40-point spread?
Yeah. I mean,
It's in college, but you do
It's
it in
in
college
college,
because
yeah.
you know it's there. But in the NFL, no, you don't want that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want
But
that.
in college, it's always big school, little school kind of
Right.
deal.
Yeah.
Where the big school wins by 56 points. Nobody even cares about that little school anyway.
Yeah.
But the people that love the big school are going to watch that game
Yeah.
because they love their
It's
big
gonna be a lot
school.
of excitement.
So they're not losing that much money by letting that happen.
But with betting being legal, all that's the playing field is even now.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling
well,
you.
and
now.
you never know. You bet enough money on something. You know, Tennessee may be playing freaking Tennessee Martin or something, and you're out there betting a ton of money on it, and all of a sudden then Tennessee Martin wins that game.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen it in the
They want
NCAA
that
March
money.
Madness.
Mm-hmm.
The one teams losing to 16 teams never happened before. Now you
Seen
got to
it.
watch for that.
You seeing it?
The 2 team losing to the 15 team doesn't happen
You
hardly
seeing
ever.
it.
You're
You
seeing it
seeing it.
now. You're seeing all that stuff. And you're seeing it because once you come up with that idea, like, you know what? A 16 teams only beat a 1 team one time in history. When they're sitting there watching that, and everybody else, we hear these things, and they use the media to their benefit.
Yeah.
They'll be there. They'll be telling you, hey, number 1 seed never loses to a 16
They working
team.
with them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep telling you that, and you're watching it, and then these other guys come out and they put out their brackets for you to see their brackets. And they kind of take the sniff off the right trail, you know?
Yeah.
They tell you, oh, this team, you gotta watch this team. This team is the Cinderella team. And here's the one thing that you will always find in every shape and form, in every sport, that the Cinderella team that everybody thinks is the Cinderella team is not going to be the Cinderella team. The Cinderella team is always the FAUs of the world that nobody thinks is going to be the Cinderella.
Who had FAU?
They just have to look at everybody brackets because
Beside the FAU players,
start
who had
calling them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody bet on them, let them win. Nobody bet on them, let them win. And knock
They'll
them
never let you
out.
figure out how it's going.
You know what I would like to know?
But it's people out there that don't believe none of this that we're saying.
Yeah. They believe everything on the up and up.
They
Yeah.
And there are
pity on you.
There are billions
Shame
and billions of Final Four or of NCAA brackets sent in because guess what? It's free.
Yeah.
Free to send in, and if you get every one of them right, you get $1 million. And I can guarantee you that there's not a person out there that had a bracket that even has half of the Final Four.
1 in a billion.
Right.
Yeah.
One in some, how many billions? That
Oh,
you do?
quintillion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
1 in
How many
quintillion
numbers is
chance.
that you said? A digit?
That is
what?
19 numbers.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
19
Brain
numbers.
can't fathom that many.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I had this crazy idea in my head that I would go and print out every possible scenario and send it in. $1 million will not buy you a quintillion pieces of paper.
For real. You needed that many.
You would have to have a quintillion, and it was 9 quintillion. It wasn't just 1 quintillion, it was 9 quintillion pieces of paper.
Getting the bracket correct. Perfect.
I would have taken out the Amazon rainforest with that.
It's crazy.
I'd have my picture on all the destroying the atmosphere,
Yeah.
destroying the world.
You'll be the face of global warming.
Yeah, trying to get all that paper.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
Yeah, we love it though. The sports, we love it. It started in America, And only in America, Jay.
Only in America.
It spilled over now in other countries, but
Oh yeah.
man, this
And
shit.
those other countries are betting on the games
Who could
too.
have ever thought of something more smooth and better way to, get money gambled and wagered than that? Though.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody's trying it. That's why you have the XFL and USFL. They're like, hey, all this money's flowing around.
No football, then we'll just throw something in while football or the NFL is off.
Yeah.
And we'll be on
Something
it.
gambling, I don't look gambling. Yeah.
Because
something to
here's,
wager.
here's the thing. Gambling itself is an addiction.
Yeah.
And so you got all kinds of people when the NFL stops with nothing to do.
And that's now what they do. They run it all together. Baseball. It'll never be a dead season.
Yeah.
again.
People have such an itch to gamble, and like for me, if I was a big gambler and the NFL is over with, guess what? I'm not betting on baseball. I hate baseball.
Yeah.
I don't like baseball.
Yeah.
I used to watch a little bit of baseball in the 90s, but I haven't watched the baseball since the 90s.
It's exciting now.
Over 20
They
years.
got it back now. Guess what the new deal was with them before the season started? Shorten the game.
Yeah.
No more long, drawn out baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bro, it's more exciting. So now they got you back. But the money being bet on it legally changed everything.
Oh, yeah. But
Check them out.
for me, it's the knowledge. I didn't have the knowledge of baseball. I don't have the knowledge of hockey. I don't have the knowledge of
Tennis,
soccer,
tennis,
any of
yeah.
those sports that continue on after football. But football, I knew.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, even when I didn't know it was the money that decided games, and anybody out there that watches the NFL knows what I'm talking about, you could watch a game and get that weird feeling inside because you knew things were going to happen. Like the Atlanta Falcons are playing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. If the Patriots were up 35-3 on the freaking Falcons, nobody is talking about the Falcons coming back. But the Falcons are up, 28-3.
Yeah, whatever.
28-3 on the freaking Patriots, and there's not a person out there that wasn't thinking that the Patriots were coming back.
That's right.
And they did.
it.
Yeah, they came back and they won that game, and the announcers and everything were in on that. Like, oh yeah, I mean, they didn't preach them out.
Yeah.
And that's one other thing you'll find, that a lot of times those big comebacks, you watch any of those comebacks, because you can go on and you can look these games up and actually watch them nowadays.
Yeah.
Right.
And watch those people, watch the announcers, watch everybody that's involved in that game and how they act. When some teams are up 35-3, everybody, even like 20-3,
Yeah.
those announcers, everybody that's part of that game has already thrown in the towel.
Yeah.
But those times that those teams come back,
It's not over
watch
yet.
those games.
It's not over yet.
Because every announcer, everybody involved in that game, they know. And they're letting you know.
Yeah.
And they want to be smart. And they want you to think that they're smart. Because they're like, oh man, it's 35-3. But hey, watch out for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Watch out for Tom Brady. He hadn't scored 35 points and a half the whole year. But watch out for him.
He is.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's true. It's stupid but true. But
Yeah.
even before I knew money was involved, I could watch games and you got that feeling inside, and you're like,
something's not right.
Yeah.
Something fishy here.
yeah, something's fixing to happen, and you knew it was going to happen before it happened, and you didn't know why.
Yeah.
But it's just like the 2-minute drill, on the other podcast that I was having that for a while. I was talking about that the 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
The 2-minute drill proves the NFL is fixed. Because everything that happened the first 58 minutes of the game
I know where you're going with this.
means nothing. They can score 20 points in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The whole game is decided in the last 2
But
minutes.
see now, with the live betting, a lot of the betting cuts off at a certain
That
point.
too, man. Okay,
So now we can do our thing
Yeah,
at this certain point in the game.
yeah,
That's the logic now.
yeah.
But then I don't know what it was about.
Yeah, the 2 minute, at the last 2 minutes is when the game was decided. You
Yeah.
could watch the game, and I remember even back in the days of John Elway,
That's
it
what I'm
was
saying.
like,
Even then, I wasn't betting it.
Yeah.
Then, but it was there
yeah,
still.
it was still there. It was like they let the whole game go one particular direction. And they made up this thing where, what is it called, when people start flowing in the right direction, when the,
In sync or
No, it's what they say that someone gets the where they start getting the advantage. They have the momentum. Momentum.
Yeah.
The momentum has shifted.
Yeah.
The momentum.
Yeah, they was big on the momentum.
Oh yeah, the momentum shifted.
momentum
Yeah, if you didn't know what momentum was, you learned back then.
Oh yeah, because all through the 80s and 90s, you watched the whole game in 58 minutes. It was one way, and then the momentum shifts.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole game changed to a whole different new game.
Yeah.
And it was the thing that you started learning. They taught you from the 80s to the 90s, and you started seeing and you started believing in this momentum bull crap because we played sports. There's no such
There was
thing
never
as
momentum
momentum.
there, was it?
Yeah. You got
The best team won.
You got up 30 points in a basketball game in the fourth quarter. There wasn't nobody coming back 30 points.
No.
But in the NBA, you started seeing it. In football, you started seeing it. And John Elway was one of the ones, the comeback king.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. So.
They got a trick for it. They still, they working.
Oh, yeah.
Daily, they working.
Oh, yeah. And now in the XFL, you have that last 2 minutes. You know, and in a lot of ways, that last 2 minutes is going to be a big deal in the XFL. And at least they do it the right way. They're like, you know what, the rest of the game doesn't mean anything, so we'll just let the clock frickin' run, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Just let it go, let the rest of that go. And then when it gets down to the 2 minutes, it's like, okay, now
That's the game.
this is what you get. This is
all
what
the
you
wages are cut
get.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a game. Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember, we love you guys. Pay attention, make some money, and rock. Send us some swag, man. We make you look good, make us look good.
Yeah.
What the hell is Rock email number, man? Give me his email address, bro.
Yeah, we need him on the line.
I'm
Hey,
sick.